Most women over 60 don't realize how much difference the right lubricant can make. Maybe you've tried one from the drugstore and thought, well, this is sticky, messy, or just not for me. Or maybe you've avoided them altogether because you weren't sure which ones were safe, or worried that using lube somehow meant your body was failing you. But here's the truth. Lubricants are not just for extra fun. After menopause, they can be the difference between painful intimacy and feeling comfortable, connected, and even excited again. And I don't just mean during intimacy. Many women notice that with the right lubricant, even simple daily things like walking, sitting, or wiping after the bathroom feel easier. The challenge is, not all lubricants are created equal. Some can soothe and protect your tissues, while others can actually make dryness worse or cause stinging and irritation. And the labels don't make it any easier. Scientific words, vague claims, and no real guidance for women our age. No wonder so many of us give up after one or two disappointing tries. That's why in this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about lubricants as a woman over 60, what to avoid, what to look for on the label, and which types are most likely to work best for you. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll reveal one simple little layering trick using 2 lubes together that many of my patients say completely transformed their experience. Welcome back to the Female Health Podcast, where we make those awkward questions simple, safe, and practical. I'm Dr. Lia Parker, gynecologist and intimate health psychologist, and for over 30 years, I've been helping women like you move past dryness and reclaim their comfort and confidence. So let's dive into the world of lubricants, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to choose the right one without wasting money or risking irritation. And I want you to know this before we start. Needing a lubricant is not a sign of weakness or failure. It's a sign of wisdom. It means you're choosing comfort, protecting your body, and giving yourself permission to enjoy intimacy again. That choice is powerful, and by the time we finish, you'll know exactly how to make it with confidence. As women, we're so often told to just accept the changes that come with menopause. Hot flashes, sleep troubles, dryness, it all gets brushed off as part of aging. But here's the important thing. While some symptoms fade with time, vaginal dryness usually doesn't. In fact, for many women, it quietly gets worse. That's because after menopause, your body produces far less estrogen. And without enough estrogen, the delicate tissues around the vagina become thinner, less elastic, and less able to produce natural lubrication. What this means in real life is that friction you used to handle without thinking now feels irritating or even painful. For some women, that discomfort shows up only during intimacy. For others, it's there every single day, just from walking, sitting, or even wiping after the bathroom. And here's where the myths creep in. I want to bust 3 of the biggest ones, because they stop too many women from getting the relief they deserve. The first myth is, if I need lube, something must be wrong with me. This is probably the most common fear I hear, and it breaks my heart every time. Because it suggests that your worth as a woman is tied to how well your body can keep up with changes it was never meant to fight alone. The truth is, dryness after menopause is normal and incredibly common. It's not your fault, it's your biology. Using a lubricant isn't a sign that you're less of a woman, it's a sign that you're smart enough to give your body what it needs. Think about it. You wouldn't judge yourself for wearing glasses when your eyes change, or for putting lotion on dry hands in winter. Lube is no different, it's just care for a part of your body that deserves comfort too. The second myth is, lubricants are only for sex. I can't tell you how many women have looked at me in surprise when I suggest using a lubricant just for day-to-day comfort. But here's the thing, when tissues are dry, even the little things can feel uncomfortable. A walk around the block, a workout at the gym, even simply wiping after using the bathroom. A touch of the right lubricant can act as a gentle barrier, reducing friction and keeping the skin soothed. This isn't about intimacy alone, it's about quality of life. Once women realize they can use lubricant this way, many tell me it changes their whole day, not just their nights. The third myth is, all lubricants are the same. This one causes the most frustration, because if your very first experience with lube was with a cheap, sticky drugstore brand that left you more irritated than before, of course you'd think it's not worth trying again. But just like shoes, skincare, or even shampoo, there are huge differences in how lubricants are made. Some contain harsh chemicals that can sting the moment they touch delicate skin. Others dry up almost instantly, leaving you reapplying every few minutes. And then there are those that are silky, soothing, and truly designed with women over 60 in mind. When you find one of those, it doesn't feel like a chore, it feels like relief. Now here's where things get exciting. In just a moment, we'll go through the 3 main families of lubricants: water-based, silicone-based, and oil-based. And I'll show you how to quickly match each one to your needs, so you don't waste another dollar on a product that just won't work for you. Now that we've cleared up the biggest myths, let's talk about the 3 main families of lubricants: water-based, silicone-based, and oil-based. Think of these not as better or worse, but as tools. Each has a role, and the right one depends on your situation. Water-based lubricants are usually the easiest place to start. They're widely available, affordable, and they wash off with just a little water. If you've never tried lube before, this is often the gentlest introduction. Many water-based options are also compatible with condoms and sex toys, which makes them versatile. But there are trade-offs. Because they're made mostly of water, they can evaporate quickly, meaning you may need to reapply more than once during intimacy. And not all formulas are created equal. Some contain additives like glycerin or perfumes that can irritate sensitive tissues. Still, when you find a good one, water-based lubes can feel natural, light, and easy. Silicone-based lubricants are where things get silky and long-lasting. A small amount goes a long way, and unlike water-based options, they don't evaporate. That means you won't have to keep stopping to reapply, which is a relief if dryness has made intimacy frustrating. Many women tell me silicone lubes feel smoother and more luxurious, almost like a cushion against friction. They're especially helpful if you struggle with tenderness at the entrance of the vagina, or if you find intimacy lasts longer than water-based products can handle. The only caution is this: silicone-based lubricants shouldn't be used with silicone sex toys because they can damage the surface. But with partners or non-silicone toys, they're an excellent choice. Oil-based lubricants are the old classics. Think coconut oil, olive oil, or specialty blends made with nourishing plant oils. They tend to last a long time, provide a thick cushion, and are easy to find, even in your own kitchen cupboard. Some women love the softness and moisturizing feel of oils, and for massage or long sessions, they can be wonderful. But there are 2 things to keep in mind. Oils can break down latex condoms, making them unsafe for protection, and they can also stain sheets or clothing. For women who aren't using condoms and don't mind a little laundry, they can be a comforting, natural-feeling option. So how do you know which family is right for you? If you want something light, affordable, and easy to clean up, water-based may be your match. If you need glide that lasts and want to avoid constant reapplication, silicone might be your best friend. And if you're drawn to a thicker, softer feel and prefer something natural, oil-based could be exactly what you're looking for. And here's a little hint of what's coming. While each type has its place, many women find that the most comfortable and natural experience doesn't come from choosing just one. In the last part, I'll share a layering trick that combines the strengths of 2 different families and often brings back the ease and pleasure women thought they'd lost forever. One of the most common frustrations I hear is this: "Dr. Parker, I don't know what to buy. I stand in the aisle staring at all these bottles and I just give up." And I get it. Labels can look more like chemistry exams than products meant for women's comfort. But here's the good news: you don't need a science degree to choose wisely. With just a 60-second scan, you can tell whether a lubricant is more likely to soothe or sting. The first thing to glance at is the pH. The natural pH of the vagina after menopause is usually between 4 and 5. If your lubricant is much higher than that, say closer to neutral like 7, it can disrupt your natural balance and make irritation or infections more likely. A lube that stays close to vaginal pH will usually feel gentler. Next is something called osmolality. That's a fancy word for how concentrated the product is. If it's too high, the lubricant can actually pull water out of your tissues, leaving you drier than when you started. The World Health Organization recommends that vaginal lubricants stay below a certain cutoff to avoid this problem. Now, you don't have to memorize numbers, but here's a simple tip. If a brand brags about being isoosmotic or WHO compliant, that's usually a safe sign. Then take a quick look at the ingredients list. Some additives are best avoided, especially if your tissues are sensitive. Words like parabens, benzocaine, and nonoxynol 9 should be red flags. Parabens are preservatives that can be irritating. Benzocaine is a numbing agent that can actually reduce sensation where you want to feel more, not less. And nonoxynol 9, once sold as a spermicide, can kill off the healthy bacteria in your vagina and raise your risk of infections. Strong perfumes and artificial flavors can also cause stinging, so if you see fragrance or flavor without a clear explanation, it's better to skip it. Finally, think about what matters to you. Do you want something that washes off quickly or something that stays put longer? Do you prefer natural aloe-based products, or are you comfortable with medical-grade silicones? When you know what you value, it's easier to scan past all the marketing hype and spot a formula that really fits your needs. And here's a quick shortcut. If a label makes you feel confused or overwhelmed, that's a sign the company isn't speaking to you. The best lubricants for women over 60 are the ones that make it easy to understand what's inside and leave your body feeling calm and cared for. Now that you know how to spot a winner on the shelf, let's move into something even more practical: how to actually use lubricant in a way that maximizes comfort and confidence. Because applying it isn't just about slapping it on, there are little techniques that can make all the difference. That's coming up in the following part. So you've chosen a lubricant that looks safe and senior-friendly. Now let's talk about how to actually use it in a way that makes intimacy smoother and more enjoyable. This might sound simple, but the truth is, the way you apply lubricant can make all the difference between "it helps a little" and "oh, that feels so much better." The first tip is to use enough. Many women underestimate how much lubricant they need. A few tiny drops usually aren't enough to cushion thinner, more delicate tissues. Start with about a teaspoon, and don't be shy about adding more as you go. Remember, dryness is caused by biology, not by anything you did wrong, so reapplying isn't a failure. It's simply how the product works. The second tip is about where to apply. Don't just put it on the entrance of the vagina and hope for the best. Spread a little on the external tissues, the vulva, the outer lips, even the clitoral area, because friction often starts there. Then apply inside at the vaginal opening, and if you're with a partner, encourage them to apply some too. Lubricant works best when it's shared. The third tip is to warm things up before intimacy. Cold gel straight out of a bottle can feel uncomfortable. Place the bottle in warm hands for a few moments, or if you're using an oil-based option, let it soften naturally before applying. A little warmth helps your body relax. Now here's something many women don't realize. You don't have to wait until sex to use lubricant. If you know you tend to feel tender, applying a small amount even before foreplay can help tissues glide more comfortably from the very beginning. Some women even use a touch of lubricant before exercise or a long walk, simply to reduce irritation. Another important piece is listening to your body. If a product stings, burns, or just doesn't feel right, stop using it. Your body is giving you clear feedback, and there are plenty of other options. No one should settle for discomfort. And finally, remember that lubricant is not just a helper for intimacy, it can actually build confidence. When you know that dryness or pain isn't going to catch you off guard, it's easier to relax, let go of worry, and enjoy the moment. Many women tell me that once they start using lube regularly, they don't just feel more comfortable, they feel more connected to themselves and their partner. Now we've covered the myths, the families of lubricants, how to read a label, and how to use them in ways that bring real comfort. But we've saved the best for last. In the next part, I'll share a simple layering trick, using 2 different types of lubricants together, that often gives the most natural, long-lasting comfort of all. It's something most women have never tried, and it could be the key to transforming your experience. We've talked about the myths, the different families of lubricants, how to read a label, and how to apply them for real comfort. But here's the part I promised you, the little secret that many of my patients say completely changed their experience. It's something I call the comfort combo. The idea is simple. Instead of relying on just one lubricant, you layer 2 together to get the best of both worlds. First, start with a small amount of a long-lasting lubricant, usually silicone-based, applied at the entrance of the vagina and anywhere that tends to feel tender. This creates a smooth, protective cushion that doesn't dry out quickly. Then add a lighter water-based lubricant on top, right before intimacy. The water-based layer gives that fresh, natural feeling and can be easily re-wetted with just a sip of water or a little saliva, while the silicone underneath keeps everything gliding comfortably for as long as you need. This trick works beautifully for women who are tired of stopping to reapply every few minutes, and for those who find that one product alone either feels too thin or too heavy. The Comfort combo balances both, cushion plus freshness, so intimacy feels more natural, more spontaneous, and a lot less stressful. Now I know what you might be thinking, but where do I even start? There are too many choices, so let me give you a simple little buyer's guide to leave you with confidence instead of overwhelm. If you want something affordable and easy to find, look for a gentle water-based option at your local pharmacy. Just double-check that the label is fragrance-free and glycerin-free if you're prone to yeast infections. If you'd like something more natural, aloe-based lubricants can feel soothing and closer to your body's own moisture. And if dryness has been especially stubborn, investing in a high-quality silicone lubricant can make a world of difference. You'll use less of it, and it will last longer. The truth is, the best lubricant isn't about the brand on the bottle. It's the one that works with your body and makes you feel safe, comfortable, and cared for. And with just a little bit of guidance, you'll never waste money on a product that disappoints again. So now I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried lubricants before? And if so, what textures do you prefer? Silky, slick, or light? Share your thoughts in the comments because your experience could help another woman who's searching for answers. Remember, choosing a lubricant isn't about fixing something that's broken. It's about honoring your body, giving it what it needs, and giving yourself permission to enjoy intimacy again. Comfort is not a luxury, it's your right.